What up? What up? What up? All right, let's get right into it. My bad, had to scratch my hand. The Bible say, "Judge not, lest ye be judged." Something like that, right? Google it. The Bible say, "Judge not, lest ye be judged." Okay. The Bible also say, "Judge a tree by its fruit." The Bible say, "Judge a tree by its fruit." The Bible also says, "Judge not, lest ye be judged." You see, you got a lot of instances in the Bible where the Bible say one thing and say don't do something. Like for another, give you an example. For example, the Bible say, "Thou shalt not kill." But at some points, David and his crew, the Israelites, God told them to kill many nations. Kill the kids, the sheep, the animals, everything. Leave nothing left standing. So basically, what I'm saying is, sometimes the Bible tell you do one thing, then it tell you do another thing, complete opposite. And so you got people that want to say, "Oh, the Bible contradicts itself." The Bible don't contradict itself. The Bible confirms itself. If you read the Bible, you would know that. The Bible is like one big puzzle. You got to read all of it. And then you got to piece it together. You got to piece that piece. You got to put this piece. You got to piece it together. And you can't piece it together unless you read your word. That's why the Bible say, read to show yourself approved. But the Bible say, "Judge not, lest ye be judged." And that means you shouldn't judge people if you don't want to be judged to that extent. Because however you judge somebody, that's how you can mess around and get judged. That means if I walk into a neighborhood or ride up into a neighborhood and I see somebody smoking crack, and I be like, "Oh, that's a crackhead. This dude on crack. Stay away from him. He a crackhead." When he could have just been trying crack for the first time. You know what I'm saying? I can't. What if God look at me and see me when I'm making a mistake and just be like, "You know what? You a liar," because I messed around and told one lie. And the Bible say all liars will have their place in the lake of fire. But I'm not a liar. I just told one lie. Well, God can judge me like that if I judge other people like that. That's why the Bible say, "Judge not, lest ye be judged," because you're gonna get judged by the same measurement. Now, the Bible say, "Judge the tree by its fruit." In other words, you look at a person. The best example of that for me is when you see a person's children. If this is how their children behaving, and they raise their children, well, that's their fruit. You can judge them by their fruit. If a man says he's a mechanic, but every car that he work on breaking down, everybody who done dealt with him be like, "Man, this man messed my car up." If you done heard that about this man 10, 20 times, even 5 or 6 times, even, 3 or 4 times, you judge a tree by its fruit. So what I'm saying is, unless you see this person's fruit, I really wouldn't judge them. Because you got people out here judging people wrong, man. And the main thing I wanted to talk about today is addiction. Addiction. Because it just hit me the other day because I saw somebody on TV. We was talking about people on TV. We was looking at the national anthem on the NBA All-Star game. We was looking at the national anthem. And I was telling my son, that Shaka Khan really can't sing. He was like, "Nah, I'm not feeling it." I'm like, you never heard her sing before. This is how she sing. This is how she do it. And so we started looking at different national anthems. And we saw, bad ones and good ones, in people's opinion. And we saw Whitney Houston singing it. And he asked me how did Whitney Houston die, and I said, "I think it had something to do with drugs." And it made me realize people will sit here and talk about how somebody can be addicted to drugs and put them down. But it's called addiction for a reason, man. Like, you don't know somebody else's struggle. Somebody might be addicted to something. Bro, people don't want to be addicted to anything. When you're addicted to something, that's just what it is. You addicted. You can't get off it. It's hard to get off it. That's a struggle, man. And that's something that only God or therapy or, something, it's going to take something more than yourself most of the time for a person to get off of drugs if they're addicted. So I guess I really just wanted to do a little video letting people know you don't know what somebody else's struggle is. Don't ever say, oh, if it was me, I would get off that stuff. I would get some help. But if you ain't never been addicted to drugs before, don't sit here and talk like you know what you would do if you was in that person's position. And don't judge that person. Don't judge that person and be like, oh man, I was there, I did this, and I got off it. Don't ever think because you can fight a battle and win it, don't ever think that somebody else can fight that same battle and win it just because you won it. Don't ever judge somebody by your standards. Everybody can't beat cancer. Everybody not going to beat cancer. You know what I'm saying? So it's not up for us to judge somebody about their fight or their walk or their struggle or whatever they got going on. We got to be real careful how we judge people because God can judge us with that same measurement. So I just wanted to put that out there. I don't think I really got too much else to say about that, but it came upon my heart and I thought about it and I was like, whoa, you know what? Addiction is real, man. I used to have a real bad addiction, and I'm thankful that I don't have it no more. I used to be addicted to marijuana, believe it or not. Testimony, I used to be addicted to weed. And people be like, oh, you can't get addicted to weed. Yes, you can. I'm here to tell you, yes, you can. It's a lot of dudes out here smoking, talking about, oh, I could put this down whenever I feel like it. Really? Can you? Can you really? Man, I smoked weed for so long that when I end up going to rehab. No, first I tried to stop on my own. I went into withdrawal. You hear what I'm saying? Withdrawal, headaches, throwing up, everything, because I had been smoking weed so long. I went to rehab, had stopped smoking weed for 3 months. They drug tested me. Weed was still in my system 3 months later. When I was taught in school, weed only stay in your system 30 days. But it was in mine for about 3 months because of how much I had been smoking. So eventually, man, my lung had to collapse, and that's what caused me to stop smoking. And I thank God for that. But I'm saying all this to say this, man. If I could have stopped earlier, I would have. You know what I'm saying? We don't know nobody else's struggle, so you don't judge somebody when you see them struggling, especially now when they're struggling, man. Addiction is real, bro. It's all kind of addictions out here. It's addiction to drugs. It's addiction to drink. It's addiction to clothes. It's addiction to money. There's addiction to women. There's addiction to men. There's addiction to sex. There's so many different kind of addictions out there, man. And I really believe that's a disease or it's an evil spirit. But it's something that is beyond our control, and it is something that has a hold on people. So just don't ever judge somebody who you see down or who you see struggling, because you don't know what they're going through and you ain't never walked in their shoes. But that's all I got, man. I just wanted to let y'all know that quick little message. Y'all take care. God bless y'all. Enjoy the rest of your day.